Hello, people of Earth. It is Christmas time, and I'm experimenting with something I've never done before. I'm going to do a reaction to Doctor Who today. This is not going to be a first-time reaction, of course. Like, I'm not watching this blind. I've seen this episode a few times. It's more of a commentary, actually. I'll call it a commentary in the title. But you'll notice there's no picture right here. I'm going to do an audio-only commentary, so which means you'll need to have your own video source. This for I was gonna say this is the full length version of it. I'm so used to watching reactors on YouTube do this and like link to their Patreon or something. I don't have a Patreon. This is just me putting the full length reaction on YouTube. It is going to be just my voice. I'm going to tell you when I'm going to start it. But yeah, this is an episode called Voyage of the Damned. It's a Christmas special, and depending on how you're watching it, this is probably either going to be the last episode of Season 3 or the first episode of Season 4, but it is called Voyage of the Damned, and I'm using the iTunes version, so I'm not sure if the HBO Max version is different or anything, but like I said, you are just going to be hearing my voice. I'm going to count down, and I'm going to push play on go, okay? Because some people, they go, all right, it's 3, and they don't tell you whether they're going to do it on 1 or they're going to do it on go. I do it on go, okay? So here we go, Voyage of the Damned, Doctor Who, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, here we go. David and the TARDIS. By the way, I've never done any reactions before, so this is going to be interesting. I thought I would just talk about this. I remember the first time this part right here, like, I've always said, by the way, I'm going to talk about a little bit of spoilers for, I guess, the end of the Moffat era, maybe, but the first time, not that this happens in the Moffat era, but just that, like, for me to talk about the show, I have to maybe talk a little bit about the future of it. But the first time I saw this part here, I was a little bit thrown off because I don't really like the jarring thing. Like what they did with the end of, Doomsday, where they had, Donna appear in the TARDIS. And she go, what the hell is this place? I'm sorry for my insulting Catherine Tate impression. But, yeah, and then they did that again with this, just crashing through the door. Crashing through the TARDIS. It is kind of jarring after you have an emotional episode to just have something crashing through the wall like that, But it's whatever. It's quirky. It's Doctor Who. It's RTD. We love RTD for doing stuff like that. So yeah, this Titanic ship. I like that he doesn't know immediately where he is, but when he sees the thing coming up here, he doesn't go ah. It's just he's the Doctor. He's been through all the space and time. He's just rolling with it. I might be on the Titanic. I might not be, But, we understand why the Doctor doesn't totally trust angels, right? I mean, it was the same season. By the way, I hope my audio is not bleeding through too much. I have headphones on right now. This is it's a very pretty ship. Very well done. That guy on the intercom kind of sounds like Colin Baker to me. Like the Sixth Doctor. Look at that shot. That's an amazing shot. This is when Season 4, by the way, the opening titles, they started getting really, really zoomy. And they started looking a little bit more like HD, I think, But it's really weird that they kept this for the first 4 seasons. For the first 4 seasons of the show, we just had the same titles that were just varied a little bit. And then when the Matt Smith theme started, there were some people at the time who were mad about that, who got really angry. And I'm like, man, I hope those people didn't watch Classic Who because they just get angry all the time. And then the Matt Smith titles, they kept changing. Yeah, very spacey wacy. One thing that's pretty great, too, about the RTD era, and even the Moffat era, is just, the constant commentary on, working and, money and capitalism and stuff like that. But, it's not ever done, I would argue, in, a very, hitting you over the head with it way, I've definitely been in that boat before. where you know where you know the regulations better than the people in charge. I mean, he knows them, obviously, right? Why'd you say it like that? this bit, this guy, I really like this. It's ding. That little joke there is so stupid, but it just makes me laugh. They're gonna come back to it at the end, but just like it's just something I really like. It's like I said, it's just more goofy RTD stuff. I'm really navigating my way about how to do this commentary. Like I've never done one before. It's kind of hard because I've seen this episode just the other day, but it's hard to like talk while it's going. So like every person I ever like faulted for talking at the wrong time during a reaction, like I totally understand how difficult it is now. Passenger 57, Wesley Snipes movie. I don't know if anybody, like if that was a intentional reference or not. You know what I just realized? Those angel guys look a lot like the guys from the Claws of Axos. Classic Who story with John Pertwee. Information. It's really funny. I always like it in series when like technology goes wrong and like the pitch of it changes. Like yes, just like I've never seen any actual piece of technology do that except for when it lost power, like when the battery started to drain. I had a Bop It Extreme 2 when I was a kid, and like it would go, you know. And first class, yes. Only the first class people should not have things like that happen. Other people, eh. I don't know if I'm being just like really annoying right now. Like I'm so like nervous to do this. Like, I've just never done this before. Classic, like, you know, person leaves the room, evil thing looks at the camera. That's Astrid, right? I believe so. I just said I just watched this the other day, but I mainly listened to it. I didn't watch this at the time. Like, I didn't watch Doctor Who until like 20... I didn't really watch till 2014. I watched it somewhat before that. I don't know how many people were like disappointed that Astrid was not like the real companion. That was a good bit of acting from David Tennant. She looks kind of like Marilyn Monroe, you know? Ha! Stupid. No, I'm just kidding. Probably not. Just the charisma of David Tennant. He's like his expressions and the smile. I know it's gonna sound like I'm just crushing on him, like, but he's just really great. Reports him. Roll credits. These people are dicks. Not the couple. I love the couple. I'm talking about the other people. I like the idea of the Doctor just watching like intergalactic, like daytime TV. It's kind of funny. Even the Doctor has a little Schadenfreude sometimes. Marvin. Foon. Yeah, I remember Foon. I didn't remember Marvin's name. This is actually one of my favorite jokes from this episode. Just that, like, how no one understands what Christmas is supposed to be. And, like, you don't get to see him just happy just, like, having fun with people. It's like, he's a very personal Doctor, though. Like, I like that David Tennant's Doctor is just very, like, personable. Like, during midnight, like, he wanted to talk to people, you know? This guy. This is a very pretty blue. One thing I've noticed recently, when people from England say something is away, like 8 or 10 feet away, miles away, they say they put the emphasis on the unit versus the number, you know, or you know, in the United States we tend to say like, oh, that's 10 feet away. They would say 10 feet away. That smile. This is my favorite dude in the episode, too. That guy. The tour guy. Country of Turkey. You know, I don't know who wrote that. I think maybe this was an RTD episode. I don't remember who wrote it, but you can just see them like smiling as they wrote these lines. And here he is, the man, the myth, the legend. Bana Kafalata, Bana Kafalata. Bana Kafalata. Rude. Rude. So rude. Just as a refresher, we are at 12:36, just in case there's a problem. Sometimes this device plays things a little fast, so. I like that these Christmas episodes too, like that there is actually like, I always felt like the RTD episodes had like a lot of emphasis on actual Christmas and the Christmas episodes. Like they weren't just like incidentally Christmas. You know, not just Christmas imagery, but like kind of having something happen that's actual Christmas related. Like, you know. I like this continuity too, with him being there. And Wilf, probably one of my favorite characters ever in Doctor Who. I forgot that they put that there. Okay. That is so funny. I'm sorry, I know I'm not saying much. Oh, yeah, the asteroids. Or meteoroids, I should say. This is one of those tracks that I'm not sure if it was written for the. I think this is just a commercial track. But there are some tracks that they did for actual songs they did for Doctor Who. Merry Christmas, Everybody is not one of those songs, but it plays on like every Christmas special at some point. It's Max. I like that he's doing that. It's just me, my expert commentary. I like that he did that. First, I was like, why would they make that available there? But I mean, I guess like the Dr. Sonic screwdriver is basically a magic wand, isn't it? Like, you kind of make it do whatever he wants it to do. David Tennant does panic very well. Like when he's just like not really like panic, like he's still in control of himself, but he's just, you know, his like kind of no nonsense getting down to business. Like he does that very, very well. It's kind of weird that he suddenly like had that thought there, like. Oh, I guess he's not. Okay, I misinterpreted that. He's not having a concern. He's just like, they should give me older people. Yeah, never mind. That was an L on my part. I thought he was saying like, man, I wish I didn't have to sacrifice all these young people. No, he wasn't saying that. Not even at all. He was saying, I wish I had people who knew what they were doing. I like that detail too, that like you can't get away from the ship by teleporting either. I like that they closed that little loophole right there, or little plot hole. Here we go. Great. Iconic. Because there's no reason for them to be dishonest right there, you know? That's great writing. And I would challenge anybody. Like, there are people who love to just shit all over Christmas episodes of Doctor Who. And it's just like, they have a very specific feel and purpose to them. They're not quite Christmas whimsy, but they're not quite straight episodes. It's just like a very good balance between them. And I think people criticize them not because of the writing, but because they're not what they want them to be. You know, and I just think that's not really fair. You know, and you could say there that, like, oh, come on, you wanting to save your family but not saving all humanity, you should realize, but that's how greed works a lot of the time. It's like, yeah, my tribe of people, they're, you know, we're good, you know, we're going to help ourselves. Fuck you. You know what I mean? Me and my family, we're good, you know, but everyone else's family, even though your family is exactly the same, fuck you. You know what I mean? That's how it often works, because we're very tribal as human beings. You know, my in group, you know, I'm going to protect it. The out group, everyone else, screw you, you know? Okay, so, like, shaking the camera in shows is always kind of... It is a little cheap to do it. It's always kind of funny when they do that, when they're just turning the camera all around to try to convey, like, motion. I mean, it works, but it's just... I don't know how else she would do it. Maybe I should just shut the hell up. I don't know. It's always kind of funny. Even the high budget things, there's just a guy there like going whoop, whoop, whoop with the camera. You know. So, the little thing, like this, nothing about the scenario is funny, but just David Tennant's face is just great. Facial expressions. Like I said, I've kind of watched this recently, so like my like sense of tension for this is kind of like not right up there, you know. The cut to the exterior shots is nice because that's one of the things we kind of missed a lot in Classic Who. It was like convincing exterior shots that like reinforced what was happening inside the building. It's like, well, you're inside here. This is all just happening inside now, you know. By the way, there might be a lot of like noise in a second because I'm going to shift and it's probably going to be very loud, and I apologize. I like that too. Like trying to reassure the customers after like everything has gone wrong. We apologize for any inconvenience. Yeah, that was great timing, Doctor. Probably should have said something before he had his hand on the door. Like, you know, more dramatic effect, but it is kind of funny that he was like, oh yeah, don't do that. As he's being sucked out the door. I love that little detail that it's not the doctor who called him out for that he's just trying to focus on keeping everybody calm and didn't really, like, scold him for that. I think that's a really good detail. Yep, there he goes. The lighting on this episode's really good too. Like everything to do with the cinematography. I just think it looks. It's not really like Christmassy, but it looks Christmassy. Those are the golds. It's just. It's just gonna smash into someone's yard like the giant pencil in SpongeBob. And TARDIS just gonna, you know. I know it sounds like I'm probably fake laughing a lot, but I do laugh at my own jokes a lot, even if they're not that funny. Honest killers, right? There's a part here coming up just in a second that I think actually went too far for a Christmas episode. Like I think that little flesh splitting that like I think that noise went a little bit too far for a Christmas episode actually, because like I understand like maybe like in a scarier episode of Doctor Who would have been fine, but it's just like it's really weird to have like a whole family where you just like have like very clear like what's happening. Like it's just you don't see anything either. It's kind of graphic even though you don't see it. I just thought that was a little far. And I wonder like depending like if they showed this on like Fox or PBS here in the States, I wonder if like S&P would have like stopped that. Like not let them do that. If it was like prime time, I don't know. We're known for being more violent on our shows here in the U.S., but I think that might have been like, clocked by S&P. There's actually another scene like that coming up too, that I thought went a little far for a Christmas episode. I remember the first time I saw it, I was actually watching this. The first time I saw this episode, I was watching it with two of my siblings. And like I did not know very much about this episode or the show when I watched it then. I think I had seen Doomsday and this. So like I was just seeing all the spoilers for Doctor Who. I don't know why that's there. It's so funny though. Okay, this is the moment right here. This is not the moment that goes too far, but this is the moment, the classic moment right here. Look at this. Spark. Great musical cue right there. Amazing. Okay. So I do have something to say about that. That little moment there, I know that that's like a fan favorite. I always thought that speech was corny. Like not corny as in like poorly delivered, but it's like it was just too dramatic. You know, it was just a little bit, but like the music was great, the shot was great. Like it's just something about it was just a little bit too dramatic to me, you know. But maybe people think I'm stupid for thinking that. I don't know. I like the in-universe acknowledgement of Christmas just being a horrible time in Doctor Who. Because they have to have specials, and they have to have something happen on Christmas, you know. And I like the consistency too, of having him constantly get, like I said, the running joke of constantly having him get things wrong about Christmas. It is pretty funny. Now there is one I said that moment was too dramatic. There's another moment coming up that everybody else says is too dramatic that I really like. So I'll show you when that moment comes up. I'll tell you, I should say. Easy, good. Losing his patience a little bit. This is amazing. This part right here. Look at that. That little moment right there. Sorry, I'm just letting him finish. This is something we really, really missed in the Chibnall era, I think. You need moments where your characters breathe and they feel like we don't get very much time with these two characters, but they still, you can kind of work out what their relationship is like. They feel like a real couple. That's something we missed a lot in the Chibnall era, which was just like, because we were always rushing to get the next thing. You know, every time there was a moment where something would slow down, and this is another one with Monica Falada right here in Astrid. Every time like in the Chibnall era, every time something would start to slow down a little bit, the characters could breathe. It's like Chibnall just felt the need to shove more shit into the episode and be like, no, like next thing. Here's another character. And like he would, you know, I feel like in these episodes we get time for these characters to talk to each other. Nice little speech there by Astrid about how, you know, cyborgs can get married. You know. You know, and it's just like I said, like that was like how much time did we get with Monica Falada? Not very much. We went had like what, half hour with him so far? He had to share the screen with all these other characters, and still, you know. Here it comes. I like that too, that like he doesn't know yet that they're gone wrong. We know, but he doesn't know. Neither of them know. That moment right there, I thought that went too far too. It's just because we can hear the screaming and you see the things go out and the life signs. I just think that's just too much together. Like I would have probably had just like this, maybe the audio cut out and then you see the life sign go out or something. You know, after it's like, wait, what are the hosts doing? And then like the audio cuts out and you see like something like that. That was a little tamer maybe. It's just because, like I said, just because it's a Christmas episode, and I just think like it's a little bit too graphic without being graphic. You know, that's just my opinion. I will say the information kill. It is kind of funny. That's why I don't really mind it, because it's like they didn't really have a reason to be saying that, but it's just like information kill. Like there's no more info for them to give. Like they're still programmed that way. It's pretty funny. Yeah, but just like I get very easily emotionally attached to characters, so I just did not like this. Like I didn't like them all getting sliced up the first time I watched this. I still don't really like it, but I think there was a line earlier where they were celebrating and they said, "What did you find a donut?" I wanted to point out how much of a dick the guy was who said that. But this episode is so tense. Yeah. Don't have any then. Fuck you. Maximum deadlock? What the hell does that mean? Oh, I realize I'm not saying anything. Sorry. I was just literally just watching. Time King from Gallowby. Yeah, they don't usually get that flirty in the. There's a whole thing, by the way, if you don't know this, like, it's starting with the Doctor Who movie onwards, just fans just getting livid about the Doctor being in romantic relationships. Doctor saying he took the last room was really funny, too. I laughed pretty hard the first time I said that. Yeah, there was a whole thing about, like, Doctor and romance and fans just, like, not liking him being involved with any one of his companions. It is kind of weird, considering how older he is, but, like, you know. You know, even though he kind of lied to get that job, I don't really mind in this context because I love this character. And like you get, it's like that's what I mean. Like a good writer can write a compelling character that you care about in very few lines. It's also the directing and the acting as well that helps sell it. Facial expressions, you know. I was making some point earlier, but I don't. Oh yeah, about the Doctor being romantically involved. I would like the Doctor to have, if you know, like a Time Lord to be involved with. I like the whole River Song thing. I do. This moment, I'm going to have a lot to say about this in a moment. That death was so unexpected, and it's done so well. Again, like it's not the like that. It's not the Doctor that does the reprimanding there. You know, and it's just like that little. You got like a few seconds with David Tennant there, and that was enough for him to sell that. You know, my whole thing is they've been making fun of those people's weight the whole episode. Okay, then the guy died because he stepped on the thing, and it couldn't take his weight. So I'm like, are we supposed to think the people who are making fun of their weight were dicks, or is the episode also making fun of their weight? Like it's just a weird thing on there to be like confirming that they were heavy by having the bridge collapse under him. Like that's just a weird thing. Did he just step on a part that wasn't? I don't know. I don't know. You know, also giving that line to Astrid, having Astrid comfort her, like, oh yeah, Astrid's still here. like giving her something to do. That's one of the problems I had, again, in the Chibnall era, was like you had some of the companions that just, they just were on the side, and it's like, well, they don't have anything to do. It's like, well, why didn't you give them some of the lines? Why did you have them just stand there in the background with nothing else? Sorry, this isn't about Chibnall. I need to stop just, I need to stop just, hating on Chibnall. I don't know if something weird just happened with my episode, so I'm going to tell you. Right now, I'm on 39, 42, 43. Okay. I feel so bad for Foon in that context. Like, that's just... Like, I hope I'm just being, like, really fucking annoying by, like, oh, yes, let me give my smart commentary on this. It's just... Sometimes I'm struggling with what to say. It's gonna be really, really funny if this gets, like, taken down. Just for my voice. That'd be so funny. I hate this line. He wastes so much time with that. Instead of just saying, like, up there. He's like, oh, we've forgotten the tradition of Christmas. Don't do that. When we have seconds to live, don't waste my time by setting it up. This is so silly. This is just Tron. It's just literally Tron. Hitting the rings away. Like... This came out way before Tron, but still. I mean, it didn't come out before the 80s Tron. That is pretty cool. It's like, is it silly? Is it very silly? Yes, but it's also very cool. And I just feel like, during the Moffat era, we got some silly stuff like this. Like, we got, dinosaurs on a spaceship and stuff. But nothing just this consistently silly. I kind of wish they wouldn't have killed Bonacafalata like this, though. Like, it is a nice thing that they had him sacrifice like that, but it's just like, I don't know. I just would have rather have. I would have rather have had him live. Again, it is pretty cool. Like, they could have had the Doctor do that, but it's kind of cool that they had him, that they used him. Again, try telling him that. Why are you... Look up there. It's kind of funny that's what did it. Hello, I'm here to explain all the jokes. So polite. Again, like, very unexpected, but also kind of, like, within the context, it makes sense. Yeah, yeah, only 2 words there. 99% facial expression. Technobabble. Thank you for this. Go! That was a callback, I think, to one of the original Doctor Who promos. Christopher Eccleston said, "It won't be safe." It's such a nice moment. Kind of like Blink. And then they all died because they wasted too much time. Yeah. That actually was a lot like the movie. There was a kiss in the movie just like that. Like, down to the, lights in the background. Or the fireworks in the background, I should say. Man, if someone's listening to this without without the without the episodes, it's gonna be so awkward. It's just gonna be me saying random things and broken by silence. I wish we'd known that earlier. SpongeBob. Look at those eyes. Yeah. I've always wanted to say that. That's so funny. Again, I know I'm just like complimenting and saying things are good, but Sorry, I just hit my head on the thing that had the recording device, so I'm sorry if that was really loud. Moment of realization. Long live Astrid, man. I like that, cell phone game sound effect of him teleporting. Again, that's such a stupid joke, but I like that it's there. The Doctor's had so many times where he could have gotten just killed, but he was like, wait, and then he didn't get killed. I just realized he kind of sounds like William Hartnell. Doesn't he? Did I say he sounded like Colin Baker earlier, or was that somebody else? Wait. Sorry. I'm making a lot of noise, but my headphones came off for a second. Very explicit, again, like attack on like capitalism. And I'm not saying like people at the BBC like want capitalism dismantled. I'm just like talking about the problems of capitalism, Just kind of symbolic a little bit. Kind of how like sometimes people who are, in positions of power, like it's the people below them who take the hit for for their own failings, and they just kind of are insulated from it sometimes. That was a really creepy shot right there. Well, why didn't you do that earlier? Famous last words. Sorry, I know I'm not saying much, but like, why did the host stop? That was kind of weird that the host like stopped in the middle. This reactor in the bottom of this thing, it's literally like a Mortal Kombat pit. It's just a death trap. Another thing that David Tennant's Doctor is good at is just loss. Like, he's just been through so much loss, you know. And I like how much that theme right there calls back to Doomsday, but it's not quite Doomsday. That's a beautiful shot. Not that shot. Not the shot of her falling, but the previous shot. You know. And the colors are just so, like, beautiful in this episode. And you get like that Doctor Forever theme right there. I just consider that the Tennant theme. I'm not gonna sing it because if I'm like a second or two out of sync, it's gonna be annoying. It's probably gonna be annoying anyway, so I won't. But just, you know. The sparks behind it. It's a very music video, isn't it? Just as a refresher for the time, we are at 57:50. Okay, maybe that fire's a little much. But this moment with the angels taking him up, I've never minded this. I've always thought that was actually really pretty. Like, some people think that's a little bit much. I think it's a really beautiful moment. People are like, it's the Christ analogy or whatever. I don't know. I think it looks nice. It's a Christmas episode. Angels taking him up, you know. And I like that it's immediately ruined by like slapstick stuff. And then, just when it seems like hope is lost, Alonso. How can you not love that? I think the episode gets a bump just for doing that, and because it's at the like, you're not thinking about that at the moment. You're like, screw that, him meeting someone named Alonso, and then just like, you know, you never find out his name. That's such a great detail. This is so red. It's just so red. Okay, and as soon as I say that, it's not red anymore. So much beepage. I love the idea of trying to make a phone call in the middle of that. You're like, oh, what did the queen not respecting the rules. Sitting here yelling, don't you dare. Oh, that's so great. I love this character. Now, I did say I love the silliness. This might cross the line just a little bit for me. Just a little, like, maybe just a little too silly. But I don't mind it because, like, it's part of the camp. Would have been nice if they had the real queen there, but I understand kind of, like, having the monarchy on the payroll of the BBC. Like, I kind of get why they didn't do that, but it would have been a nice touch. You get the subscribe bell right there. Yeah. That was a nice little moment right there. I know I've said that a million times, but just being like, having that little moment of like letting shit that happened actually matter. Like, again, that's so important to pull that off. I really feel like they should have brought that up earlier, but okay. I mean, we're all just atoms. It's kind of like the library, with the Vashta Narada. I want to say something, but I'm gonna let David talk here. That's a nice thing there. And I've completely forgotten what I was going to say. Oh, yeah, I know what I was going to say. the whole thing of like bringing dead people back, like I like things like that where it's like you didn't actually bring the dead person back, you gave the person a goodbye. That's something Stephen Moffat really could have benefited from doing more, instead of literally like trying to bring back every single person who died. Probably good that he didn't hear what he thought of that. That's just great. It's just great writing. Sorry, I'm shifting again. Ooh, forgot about that, didn't we? The doctor not liking to be saluted. Only Britain's great. David Tennant's TARDIS is just so good looking as well. This is such a nice little scene at the end here, too. Such a specific conversion. That's so great. Doesn't the TARDIS in the snow look so great? That's calling back to the Hartnell era, man. Is there anything that looks better on Christmas than the TARDIS in the snow? And also Capaldi's TARDIS in the snow just looks, I would argue, even better. Kind of sleeker. I don't remember what comes next. Oh, okay. I get it. Yeah. Okay, I'm turning off this trailer, so I'm stopping the episode. I didn't know there was a credit there at the end like that. That's nice that they did that. Okay, well that's the end of the episode. Thank you very much for watching. I guess I'll just talk about it a little bit. Again, this is my first commentary track. I apologize that I didn't fully know how to do it, but I think I got through it okay. Yeah, that's the Doctor Who Christmas specials really are something, well, special. I was so disappointed that they did not have those during any of the Chibnall era. And those are coming back, so I'm so happy about that. I'm so happy we're getting Doctor Who Christmas special next year. That's just fantastic. And it's going to be, RTD who's going to be doing it. And so, like, just, I don't know. I don't really know how to explain it. It's something very special. The Doctor Who is a show that has so much whimsy in it, and it just lends itself well to Christmas. And I love almost every Christmas episode. The only Christmas episode I really don't like is Dr. Mysterio. I've just never really been that big on that one. But like, it's fine. It's just it is kind of a shame though that one of the only Doctor Who Christmas specials I watched on Christmas was one that didn't feel all that Christmassy. But anyway, yeah, most of them I really like. They're just, there's just something about seeing that blue box in the snow, and seeing the Doctor when he's up there smiling and just having a good time, and with whatever goofy shenanigans are taking place. I love A Christmas Carol. I love the Doctor, the Widow, and the Wardrobe. I love what's the other one in the Matt Smith era? What's the other Matt Smith Christmas episode? There's the Snowmen. So there's the Doctor, the Widow, and the Wardrobe, the Snowmen, and then there's the other one I just said, A Christmas Carol, and then I think I'm missing one too. What's the one with? Oh wait, no, that one I'm talking about is A Christmas Carol. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. I love that one, And I don't know if I mentioned the Snowmen, but the Snowmen is probably my favorite Matt Smith episode outright. But it's the, and then like they all have different flavors, like the David Tennant Christmas special, because we unfortunately never got an Eccleston Christmas special. That's such a shame, but like I don't blame Eccleston for leaving at all. He had his own reasons. I respect those reasons. I'm just saying, it would have been really cool to see how his Doctor interacted with the Christmas special. But maybe we'll get that someday in the future. If not, I respect his decision as well. But part of me is always kind of hoping that we're gonna get that. But David Tennant, his Christmas specials had the most whimsy about them. Like, it's interesting because the Matt Smith you would think would be like the most whimsical Doctor, but he isn't really. Like, I mean, not really. Like, the way his era is, like the Matt Smith era is not nearly as whimsical, I don't think, as the David Tennant era. Just the drama you get on the Christmas special. So like the Matt Smith specials were more like, they kind of lean more into more of the goofiness, more of the camp Christmas stuff, and like less of the emotion that you got with the David Tennant specials. And then the Capaldi specials, the Capaldi Christmas specials, I think kind of focused a lot more on like intensity and also Christmassy things, and they, like, kind of having that contrast with like the intensity of his Doctor and also like the goofiness of Christmas. And Capaldi does have a very sweet side to his Doctor as well that comes out in the Christmas specials. So just he's very good in that, and they all just feel very differently. We just never got to see how Jodie Whittaker's Doctor would have gelled with the Christmas setting, and that's a shame. It really is. But regardless, if you want me to do more of these, I will do more. But this episode is something. I'm not gonna pretend that this is something that I watch every year or something. Like, I've only seen this episode a few times, right? I saw it once with my siblings. Like I said, I saw it when I was rewatching Doctor Who, and I think when I watch it with my siblings, by the way, I don't think I caught the beginning of it. I think I came in around the part when they were saying, like, when he was like, I'm the Doctor, I'm 903 years old, or whatever, 900 and some change. I came out on that part, I think. And then the second time I watched it, I was just breezing through I was like watching the show for the first time, and I was just kind of like just click 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 going through all the episodes, and I liked it that time. And then I watched it with a friend of mine, who I was showing Doctor Who. Actually, no. I've actually seen it twice. I've seen it two more times after that, because I showed it to two of my friends, and I watched it both of those times. And then I watched it the other day, and then I watched someone react to it, and then I watched it again just now. So, like, I've actually seen this a lot more times than I thought I have, funnily enough. But there's so many Doctor Who episodes. But, like, yeah. R.I.P. Bonacafalata. Such a great character, and just not done any justice. And of course, R.I.P. like that couple, Marvin and Foon, R.I.P. Astrid. Just like there's a lot of like that episode feels very like kind of goofy, and sometimes happy for an episode where so many people died. Like when you think back on Voyage of the Damned, like you don't really think about like just death, like, but that's what it really is. Like, I think about all the kitchen staff, all the people on that floor who died when the asteroids originally hit. It's just like very much carnage. Like, I think of everyone on that ship, maybe like 5 people survived. Like, that's insane. That's an insanely high body count for a Doctor Who episode. That's like rivaling Classic Who some of the times with this one, the body counts in Classic Who, which was pretty high. But yeah, it's an episode. It would have been really interesting if I would have seen it with my family back then. I will say too about Doctor Who that like I started watching the show really when I was 22 is when I started watching it mainly. And I caught glimpses of it when I was still like around 20 or 21. Maybe when I was a teenager, but probably 20 or 21 is when I caught most of it. Or when I started watching it for the most part. And then 22 years old is when I started really getting into it. So like that's really an interesting thing. Maybe I was 21, because I think it was, you don't really care about that. But, I'm much older now. That was like a time when I had a very different way of looking at things because I was younger. And it's just, it's interesting going back and watching this. Some episodes that I really liked at the time, I like less. I find that with some of the Capaldi episodes, particularly Capaldi Season 8, I loved Season 8 when it came out. But, like, seeing how much it improved after that, I really do, like, prefer 9 and 10 now, I think. But, like, at the time, I loved Season 8. Like, Doctor Who Season 8 was, like, I loved everything about it. Like, Peter Capaldi, my doctor, just ate it all up. Now, not so much. Peter Capaldi's still my doctor, but not so much Season 8 is what I'm saying. But this, like, it's more, like, nostalgic now, I would say, because it has been, like, nearly 10 years since I saw this the first time. And it's just, like, they're going to have a ton of nostalgia tied up to this, information kill. And I didn't realize that, like I said, those angels look so close to the guys in the Claws of Axos. I just don't know how I missed that. I was watching the Claws of Axos, and I thought, why do those guys look so familiar? And I was like, oh, right, yeah, that's why. Just now. So, yeah. But I'm glad I watched this. If you want me to, I will watch more. I think if I'm going to do more reactions, I want to do probably something after this episode. Maybe, like, I'll watch the episode, like, The Next Doctor, or probably not Journey's End or The Stolen Earth. Maybe one of the specials that came after that. Maybe like the year where we had the specials. I'll do like one of those. Again, probably not the End of Time. Like I just watched a lot of these episodes. Like the End of Time. I just watched. And, like, I try to minimize the number of times I see the end of time, because I want that episode to have a lot of emotional impact, so I try not to watch it super often. Like, I try not to watch regeneration episodes super often. But, you know, maybe I'll do, like, the next Doctor episode. Maybe I'll do... I mean, maybe I could do the Christmas Invasion. I haven't seen that one in a while. But I would love to do reactions to, like, A Christmas Carol, or Doctor the Widow with the Wardrobe, or... I said that so weirdly just now. Or The Snowman. I swear there was another... Oh, yeah, there was another Christmas episode. It was the Time of the Doctor, right? But I'm not going to react to that one, because that's, again, it's another regeneration episode. I might do the Husbands of River Song. I might do... what's the other one? I don't know. I could do a lot of those episodes. But anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Just let me know if you want to... probably no one's going to watch this. But just let me know. I will talk to you guys later, and you have a great day. Bye-bye.